Hello friends, today we are going to analyze the propped cantilever beam which is loaded through UDL over entire span and a single point load as shown in the figure by consistent deformation method. So first of all, if we focus on the support reaction of given propped cantilever beam, then at location A, vertical reaction as a RA, horizontal reaction as a HA, and assumed direction of moment as a MA in anticlockwise direction, and at roller support it is vertical upward as a RB. And if we select a RB as a redundant, the release structure after selecting the redundant as a RB as shown in the figure as, and we have to calculate a delta B value for the calculation of this selected redundant. According to the method, we are going to assume a superposition theorem for these UDL and point load cases individually as, so let us assume first case as a only UDL over entire span in the release structure and only point load in the release structure as shown in the figure. So first we are going to calculate the delta B value for a cantilever released structure loaded through UDL, and if we draw a bending moment diagram for entirely loaded UDL, then it is as, now at value of bending moment at point A, which is equal to 12 into total distance as a 9 into 9 by 2 as a CG distance, which is 486 kilonewton meter in the anticlockwise direction, hence it is negative. And at location B it is 12 into 3 into 3 by 2, which is 54 kilonewton meter, and we have to draw a parabolic curve for the UDL in the bending moment diagram according to rules, hence it is as, where the value at location B, which is equal to 54 kilonewton meter, and according to the consistent deformation method we have to convert the release structure into conjugate beam, hence at location A in actual release structure is fixed, hence it is free in the conjugate beam, and location D is free, hence it is fixed in conjugate beam. Here we have to calculate a delta B value, and the curve of parabolic indicates the uneven shape of a bending moment diagram, hence if we assume a 54 to 486 as a inclined line, then we have to deduct a parabolic curve as hatched part from the actual diagram, and the moment for this hatched part is nothing but WL raised to 4 by 24 EI, and derivation of this moment is described in the example number 8, and link for example number 8 is described in the description. So you can take a concept of WL raised to 4 by 24 EI as a moment of this hatched part from this example number 8. If we assume a rectangular part of the bending curve, then it is as 54 by EI, and raised triangular part which is 486 minus 54, hence it is 432 by EI, and we have to remove this hatched part as a WL raised to 4 by 24 EI from the calculation of delta B. So let us take the value of delta B, which can be solved by bending moment in conjugate B. Now for 54 by EI value, it is 54 by EI into distance as a 6 meter and CG distance is at 6 by 2. Now for UVL of 432 by EI, it is 1/2 into 432 by EI into 6 into, from location B, our CG distance for this UVL is 2/3 of 6, and we have to remove the MB from this value, hence it is minus W as a 12, L raised to 4, it is 6 raised to 4 divided by 24 EI as a hatched part. If we calculate this value, then delta B for case 1 as a delta B1, which is equal to 972 for 54 by EI into 6 by 2 plus 5184 for the 1/2 432 by EI into 6 into 2/3 of 6 minus 648 for 12 into 6 raised to 4 by 24 EI, and EI is constants for all the terms, which is equal to 5508 by EI as a delta B1, only considering the UDL. Now similarly, if we take a release structure considering only point load, then the bending moment diagram for this release structure is, now at location A, our bending moment value is 55 into 3 as a 165 in anticlockwise direction, hence our diagram for this point load is as shown in the figure. We have to convert this release structure into conjugate beam, hence support D, which is free, is fixed in the conjugate beam, and fixed support A is free in the conjugate beam, and M over EI diagrams gives the loading of the release structure. Now if we calculate the delta B2, then we have to take a moment at location B in the conjugate beam, which is 1/2 into loading as a 165 by EI into span as a 3 meter, and we have to take the moment at B, and the CG distance is from B, which is 3 plus 2/3 of 3. Hence our value for delta B2, which is equal to 1237.5 by EI. So using the superposition theorem, we have total delta B value, which is equal to delta B1 plus delta B2, hence the total value is 5508 plus 1237.5 divided by EI, hence our delta B value is 6745.5 by EI. So for the combination of loading as a UDL and point load, we have considered if only UDL and only point load cases, and according to that our total value of delta B using superposition theorem is 6745.5 by EI. Now let us going for the calculation of delta BB. As for the calculation of delta BB, we have to assume a 1 kilonewton point load at the location of redundant and removing all the extra applied load, then our release structure is as. Now if we calculate a bending moment at location A, then it is 1 into 6 in the clockwise direction, hence it is 6 kilonewton meter. Now if we convert a release structure after applying the unit load into conjugate beam, then the moment diagram for this beam is, and for conjugate beam our support D in the release beam is free, hence it is fixed in the conjugate beam, and support A is fixed, hence it is free in the conjugate beam, while M over EI diagram gives the loading of conjugate beam. Now if we calculate a value of delta BB, then it is a bending moment in conjugate beam as a CB at location B while applying unit load at B. So we have to calculate the delta BB value at location B in this structure. Hence the moment at location B, which is equal to 1/2 into loading as a 6 by EI, distance as a 6 meter, and from location B the CG distance is at 2/3 of 6, and at location B UVL creates anticlockwise moment, hence the value is negative, and the value for 1/2 6 by EI into 6 into 2/3 of 6, which is equal to minus 72 by EI. So our delta BB value is nothing but minus 72 by EI. Now according to the consistent deformation method, our redundant value can be calculated by equation minus delta B by delta BB. Now delta B value is 6745.5 and delta BB value is minus 72, and EI is cancelled from both the terms. Hence our RB value, which is equal to 93.69 kilonewton in upward direction. So using consistent deformation method, we have calculated the value of RB, which is 93.69 kilonewton. Now if we take sigma V equal to 0, then RA plus RB in the upward direction, which must be equal to 12 into total distance as a downward direction, so 12 into 9 plus point load as a 55 kilonewton, and if we put the value of RB as a 93.69, we have RA which is equal to 69.31 in terms of kilonewton. And if we calculate the moment at A using the equation sigma MA equal to 0 and anticlockwise moment as a negative, then minus MA at location A in anticlockwise direction, RB into 6 creates the anticlockwise direction, so it is minus 93.69 into 6 plus 4 point load, it is 55 into 3 in clockwise, and for UDL it is 12 into total distance into distance by 2 in clockwise direction, which is equal to 0. Hence moment at A value, which is equal to 88.86 kilonewton meter, and the value is positive. It means our assumed direction as anticlockwise is true. So thus we can calculate the rest resultant forces, or we can say that the reactions, using consistent deformation method. Now let us go for the shear force and bending moment diagram for this given propped cantilever beam. As now the reactions using the consistent deformation methods are as shown in the figure. Now if we go for the shear force diagram first, then at location A our value is plus 69.31 in the upward direction. Now from location A to C, just before the point load, our value is 69.31 minus 12 into 3 as a 33.31, and we have to connect this diagram by inclined straight line using the rules of UDL. Now at location C, 33.31 minus sudden load of 55 is there, hence the value is minus 21.69. So our diagram is in negative direction. Now from location C to location B, our value is minus 21.69 minus 12 into 3, which is equal to 57.69 as a negative value, and the diagram is connected by inclined straight line. Now at location B, the value of 93.69 in positive direction, so 57.69 as a negative plus 93.69, which is equal to 36 in positive direction, and from 36 to point D our value is positive 36 minus 12 into 3 as a minus 36, hence the value is 0. So figure indicates the shear force diagram in positive as well as negative direction as described in the figure. Now let us going for the calculation of bending moment. Now moment at A, which is equal to minus 88.86 kilonewton meter. Now moment at C, which is equal to minus 88.86 plus RA into 3 in clockwise direction, hence it is 69.31 into 3 minus 12 into 3 into 3 by 2 in anticlockwise direction. Hence our value is positive 65.07 kilonewton meter. And if we take the moment at location B and considering the right hand direction, then moment at B, which is equal to minus 12 into 3 into 3 by 2 as a minus 54 kilonewton meter, as the right hand side of section in clockwise direction is negative. Let us assume a point A, our value is minus 88.86. At location C, our value is plus 65.07, and at location B, our value is negative 54 kilonewton meter, and at location D, our value is 0. And the loading of the beam is a UDL having the central point load as a 55 kilonewton. So from point A to point C, it is a curve. Now from C to B, it is also a curve due to the UDL, and from B to D, it is a again parabolic curve due to the UDL. Hence the diagram indicates a parabolic curve throughout the diagram, and the diagram gives the negative and positive direction as described in the bending moment diagram. Now observing the figure, there will be a one point of contraflexure between A to C and second point of contraflexure between C to B. So we will have 2 point of contraflexure as a POC1 and POC2. So let us calculate the distance from location A of POC1 between A to C. If we take a section between A to C, then it is as and if we calculate the moment at location X, then our moment is 0. Hence the value is 69.31 into X in clockwise minus 12 into X by 2 as a UDL moment in anticlockwise direction minus 88.86, which must be equal to 0. Hence our equation is X square minus 11.55 X plus 14.81, which must be equal to 0, which is similar to the quadratic equation. And if we solve this equation, then we will have X, which is equal to 1.47 meter. So our POC1 location is 1.47 meter from the support A. Similarly, if we take a section between C to B, then it is as if we take the moment at location XX, which must be equal to 0 as point of contraflexure 2, then our value for MX is 69.31 into X in clockwise direction. Now for 55 kilonewton load, it is minus 55 into, now from location X, total distance is X, so we have to remove the 3 meter for the 55 kilonewton load, hence the value is 55 into x minus 3. For UDL it is minus 12 into x by 2, and for anticlockwise moment it is minus 88.86, which must be equal to 0. And solving this quadratic equation, we will have x is equal to 4.95 meter as a location of POC 2. It means that from location A, our POC 2, it means point of control flexure second point, is at 4.95 meter. So using consistent deformation method, we can analyze the complex dropped cantilever beam loaded through UDL and point load as described in the example. Thank you.